Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us at Coastal Cocina, our first episode of this cooking show. I'm your host, Cecilia, and we'll be taking a look at some of our favorite recipes from local chefs. Today, we've got with us Chef Crystal. She's from the Del Mar Culinary Arts Continuing Education Program. Thank you, Crystal, for being with us today.
Hi.
What are we cooking up today?
Today we are making Tarte Flambée, so it is a French bread. It's like a fire bread, and I'm super excited to do it.
Is it gonna be a difficult recipe?
It's not, and that's actually one thing I showcase in my classes is that people come into my classes thinking like, you know what, I don't know how to cook. And I tell them, you know what, don't worry about it. This is gonna be fun. So I show them like really fun, easy recipes.
And also with us today is from Corpus Christi Gas Department, Chrissy, who's gonna be giving us a little bit of information on cooking with gas.
Thanks for having us. We're really excited to be here and be a part of this natural gas cooking show.
Thank you, Chrissy. Well, we'll be lighting up the stove and she's gonna be giving us some safety tips here a little bit later on in the episode. Okay, Chef Crystal, so what are we doing first?
So first we're actually going to slice the onion. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you do that, and then I'm gonna let you know what we're doing with our dough.
Got it.
So the dough is extremely simple. It's only 4 ingredients, and I have my 1 cup of flour. I have a tablespoon of my olive oil. I have a 4th cup of water, and then I have a 4th teaspoon of my salt. So it's that simple. 4 ingredients, very, very simple. Then I get in here with my hand and I start mixing it. Now it's actually gonna start forming into a ball, which is gonna be amazing. And you never want to like over knead your dough, right? Because it's gonna get really, really stiff on you. We can actually move this board to my other side so that we can start dusting our table here.
What does dusting mean?
So there's a real trick to it. It's basically what you do is you're gonna get a little bit in your hand and you're going to flick your index finger out. So you're basically going to dust, right? A lot of people think like, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and sprinkle and it clumps on you. Okay. You don't want it to clump. So if your dough is a little stiff, right, you can always add a little bit of water, and if it gets too wet, you can always add just a little bit of flour. All right, so here I'm gonna start rolling it out.
Got it.
And I'm going to go ahead and flip it. And I do want it to be a little thin. You see how I'm kind of like pushing it out, and it kind of springs back on you, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna continue pushing it out.
Okay, so Chef Crystal, now that we've got our dough, what are the next steps? Are we putting toppings?
So we have to wait on the toppings. I have to make sure that my bacon and my onions are actually cooked off, and then we can start making our spread for it, and then we can make our toppings.
So let's get cooking some bacon.
Awesome. So I do have some bacon. So you can see they're kind of thin.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And these are just basically going to go on right on top at the very end. We're gonna pop it in the oven for 10 minutes, and then it's gonna be ready. You did make our beautiful onions here. So girl, you got some good skills, like some good cutting skills. I love them. They're very, very thin, right? And we're not going to cook them on high heat. We're gonna cook them on kind of like low to medium heat. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this.
Okay, let's get cooking. All right, Chrissy. So let's come on into the kitchen. She's cooking up some bacon.
Yeah, that smells amazing.
Thank you.
Tell us some of the reasons why you like to cook with gas.
So you know what, one of the reasons is exactly this. I like to control my flame. So, you know, sometimes whenever you're cooking on an electric stove, it's like one is like all right, like you turn it up and it's really high. But with a gas stove, you can actually adjust your flame. And so if it's getting like, you know, popping and stuff whenever your bacon is cooking, if I go just a little bit down, it does what I want it to do. So I control it a lot better. So gas is actually really great for that. And you know what, it cooks pretty evenly as well. And you know, let's be honest, we're in South Texas. We've had hurricanes, we've had, you know, our little blizzards, and all of the power goes out.
That's a great benefit of natural gas, not only with your stove, but your water heaters as well. If the electricity goes out, you still have hot water to take your showers, and you can still cook your dinners for your family. That's amazing. You actually want to make sure you have that pretty blue flame. If you see any other color like red, yellow, orange, call the gas department at 311 and we can send a technician out to kind of test your lines to make sure everything's working properly for you.
Got it. Wow, the kitchen smells amazing with onions and bacon cooking. What's next, Chef Crystal? Can't wait to see this.
Okay, so it's gonna be fun. So we have our creme fraiche. So you can go and open that. Here's your spoon.
Got it.
And you can go ahead and put it in our bowl. You have your little whisk here.
All of it?
Yes, all of it.
Okay.
All right, and now I do have a little bit of nutmeg here, salt and pepper, and then you can go ahead and just whisk it. And Miss Chrissy, I'm actually going to have you put the toppings on.
Okay.
So I do have two different types of cheese here, right? One of them is mozzarella, one of them is Gruyere. But for today, we are gonna use our Gruyere cheese. Now we're gonna go ahead and just put our cream base here, and we're going to smooth it out. I do have a little rubber spatula here that you can go ahead and just spread it out. We are gonna leave a little bit of the edges uncovered because that's actually how I'm gonna know whenever it's ready, right?
Got it.
See that, you know, have like a little bit of crust to it, a little bit of golden brown on the edges. So you can go ahead and just kind of put it on your dough now.
All of it?
Yes, all of it.
Got it.
Add our cheese.
Can never have enough cheese.
Next is going to be our onions.
Okay, we'll spread these out.
And then after that, you are going to just sprinkle on your bacon.
Okay.
So we're ready for the oven. 10 minutes at 400 degrees, and it's gonna be ready.
Wow, Chef Crystal, this looks so amazing. I think it's time to dig in. What do you think?
Absolutely. So normally I would use like a pizza cutter, but you know what? We're gonna use our big knife this time.
Bon appetit. Okay. Well, this was amazing. Thank you, Chef Crystal. So if you want to make Tarte Flambée, be sure to check out the link that we're going to add for our website. But also, you can take a culinary class with her and learn directly from the chef herself. So thank you again, Crystal, and thank you, Chrissy, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, and this was really, really good. And for more natural gas safety tips, you can follow us online on social media.
Well, that's a wrap. Thank you for joining us at Coastal Cocina, where we give you chefs recipes from our table to yours.